I personally think that Sega should actually be using a combination of both of the era's ideas and directions when making future Sonic titles. This way, the franchise actually keeps a level of balance with the amount of things that people want to see inside the series, while also still progressing forward. This is kind of where the yin and yang effect starts to come into play here. Because like I said earlier inside the video, you could argue that both of the eras have brought a lot of good things, but also equally brought a lot of bad things to this franchise. And we've all pretty much seen the results of what happens whenever Sega leans too far into one direction. They end up making some not so great games that end up doing some pretty big damage to Sonic's reputation. Or in some cases, they end up making games that end up misreading what a lot of fans really want out of the franchise. And considering the fact that a lot of fans nowadays are still asking for Sega to make sequels to some of their old Sonic games, there will inevitably be a point where people want Sega to pull the brakes and to just stick with what already works with the series. The same thing also applies with innovation. Once enough Sonic fans start getting tired of seeing the same concept rinsed and repeated for another 10 years, there will eventually be a point where people would want Sega to try and do something new with the franchise again, just to stop it from becoming stale. This is pretty much just a cycle that not only plagues the Sonic community, but just practically any community that you could think of that exists inside this world. Which is why I think it's important that Sega and Sonic team try to maintain a balance between being innovative with the Sonic franchise and also just playing it safe. Because either way, there will inevitably become a point where they will have to swap directions in order to keep people interested inside this franchise. And honestly, despite the game being a bit controversial nowadays, Sonic Frontiers is quite literally one of the only examples of a Sonic game that blends the best of both worlds, playing it safe while also trying to be innovative.